everyone. How are you? Miss Ingrid Arna here. It's been a while. I am so excited. This is the beginning of a whole new era. So today we are launching our new membership. I cannot wait. If you want to invite friends to come along that you think will benefit from this content, absolutely, please let them know. And we're going to be talking about a lot of juiciness with regards to ascension, healing, our evolution, and all that jazz. So let's just see. So for those of you who don't know me that well, I am Ingrid Arna, and I've been in the online space now for over 10 years, and specifically, in online coaching and high ticket coaching specifically. And I've been going through also lots of endings at the moment in the last past 18 months. So had a multi-million-dollar business, grew that from ground zero, so passionate about helping women truly ascend, get paid what they're worth, so stop overgiving and under-earning. We taught everything from marketing, messaging, sales, positioning, packaging, pricing, and also the energetics, not just the strategy, because obviously you can't hold the frequency and make your business really work unless you have the whole kind of gamut, which is the energetic strategy along with the business strategy and the marketing strategy. So I loved teaching that. I loved doing that. We always had the healing component as well. We had $1 Million Diva membership. And after all these years and everything that I've built, bought the houses, had the huge team, I decided that I really wanted to live differently, work differently, and love differently, quite frankly. So ending my marriage, unbinding myself from that, really beyond that relationship, was really about recalibrating my relationship with myself and unpacking a lot of wounding, suffering at an even deeper level for me to really live my life on my own terms. Redefining kind of how I perceive success for me and deepening my own relationship with my own sovereignty and my own self-worth beyond also money. So this is the culmination, Riches. It's a membership platform that we're literally launching today, where I'm here to really teach on a global level. I've always wanted to do something that was not cost prohibitive to women. It's an incredibly generous, divine offer where we're going to have 2 beautiful masterclasses every single month. And I'll go into that a little bit more. Healing activations, meditations. We'll have the Telegram group as well for accountability check-ins. I call it my Kali Fire, Ingrid Arna style accountability. And it's only $122 a month. And you can also buy a 1-year immersion as well, which comes with another 3 live masterclasses with me, valued at over valued thousands of dollars. Basically, you get a lot more live attention with me. So it's going to be an incredibly beautiful journey. We are starting on October 23, and yeah, I just cannot wait to share more with you a little bit down the line today about Riches. But the link is there if you want to look at the page and look at what you will be receiving. We're going to be talking about Source Siren. Really at the end of the day, in terms of the healing work that is so vitally important that we do to create our juiciest, richest lives, if we don't clear the way, if we are not truly mindful, there's usually typically a lot of unconsciousness, as you probably all know. If you're looking at your life right now, looking at your business, looking at your romantic relationships, your personal relationships, professional relationships, and if anything feels like you're sort of in a repetitive sort of saga at all, or you're doing well even, but it feels kind of heavy, you haven't really reached your full potential, chances are there's a deeper level of work to do. And I think really at the end of the day, we need to be in a collective kind of container where we can keep ascending together in sisterhood. So is there anything at the moment that you feel that you want to move through? Is there any sort of resistance coming up? Just let me know if there's anything that you would like to sort of release at the moment in order to go to your next level. But I do have a document for today, because you know that I love my documents, and I've really broken down what it means to live with a lot more sovereignty, connecting to source and to connecting to the siren energy, which is all about, number one, yes, your sovereignty, your ability to be incredibly magnetic, your ability to receive and literally become the vibrational frequency that will allow you to truly come into your purpose and into your potential. So I've created a document for you. You can get it. Christina can give it to you, or you can, I think, Christina, it's in also, right, the link in the group in the file section. But we've got Siren here today. So we're going to go into this. This is a work that's really profoundly changed my life as I've been going through my journey of unbinding myself from my marriage, redefining my entire business. I've been doing a lot of channeling work. I've got a few very, very high profile clients, and I've kind of gone back into doing a deeper level of alignment and healing. I still do the strategy to a degree, but this is where I will be spending literally 99% of my time, which will all be the Riches membership. So when we look at the siren energy, and we're tapping into that, the first, S for that is all about your soul. It's all about connecting to soul, and you can't really connect to it on the deepest, most profound level if you do not feel safe. So if we look back thousands of years in terms of also women's rights, the way that women have been treated, also our magic and our healing powers as witches, this has been going on. It's literally in our DNA to not feel completely safe. Then we look at our childhood wounding, our karmic patterning, our family lineage, and we can begin to really, truly understand why it is on some level that we do not feel safe. I've definitely had this myself as well. So what we want to begin to do is truly, for myself, first of all, we've got the awareness, right? You've got the awareness that there is a level of sort of insecurity or instability. So once we can begin to tap into that frequency and really download, and I'm also a theta healer, so we'll be doing heaps of downloads in Riches, where the first masterclass that we do, and I'm actually going to be doing a bonus class for the people that are join over the next few days. We're going to be doing Men, Money and Miracles on October the 3rd. So we're starting actually a little bit earlier. I've been purging lower heavy energies. It's a big cycle of me. So this is speaking to me. Absolutely. We're all being called to ascend right now. And if you are a light worker and a soul sensitive, so we're talking about soul, those that are meant to do this sacred work at a deeper level and really live at the highest dimension. Typically, also, if you are a light worker, we are sensitive. So we've got to learn how to protect our energies and not allow people to hook on. So on some level, there's a level of sacrifice and sort of servitude around how you create survival, how you actually survive in the world where typically I find when you're feeling like you've got to take care of others all the time, you believe on some level that will give you safety and security. So we're going to be working with that a lot around really deeply unbinding yourself from living in that dimension any longer. And what will happen is, so if you look at your whole body and your energetic field as a frequency, there will be these, what you would call like an energetic tear, a gap and an opening where we allow those energies to come in, especially if you have a very heart-centered, loving energy, as I said, the soul sensitive. But if there's been wounding in early childhood, typically, but also this conditioning is there for pretty much every single woman, and that we play the caretaker role. And in order to be seen as nice and caring and acceptable, we will typically compensate and allow other people in to our energetic field. And there are lots of processes that you can do to basically zip up that energy. And it comes then down to also this feeling of really being able to break those patterns so that you have your own autonomy and your own energetic field is now not attached to others. So you're a completely beautiful, divine, you are beautiful already, but I mean, and I don't mean physically, you're beautiful, divine, golden, gridded, like vibrating energy that no longer feels that you need to be a caretaker or sort of constantly support others from a place that brings you into an energetic deficit or lowers your frequency, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, hey, Bless Bogner, I just also saw that your husband has just announced that he's lost his job and it's all on your shoulders, and that's kicked in. So that's probably kicked in for you, a sort of fight, flight, maybe response. So I'm going to invite you to get real, anyone right now who if you can tap into your body right now and feel into it, you may feel a bit of like a fight, flight response. And if I'm really honest, I've lived my life there to a degree, you know, most of my journey. And in order to fully, everyone has a different path. You can shapeshift some relationships, of course, and stay with people and you grow and ascend. That is the most perfect, ideal situation if you can. Some, however, need to be released and let go of. And I'm not talking to you, Bogdan. This is about you staying in your sovereignty, not going into fear-based consciousness, staying in love, and really self-nurturing yourself. Also ensuring that your husband takes his personal responsibility to ground his energy and create a game plan forward on how he's going to actualize and grow in his dimension, and seeing it in some way as a gift, so that you can go forward and create something new and beautiful together. If you want to invite him in to watch this training later on, you absolutely can do that. We obviously, this is for women, but I've been working more and more with men. I've been also working with couples lately and doing a lot more because I studied Tantra recently, and I've been creating all these beautiful rituals and processes there. So the process of clearing and unbinding and really beginning to create safety in the body, within the spirit, within the soul is so deeply important. Getting out of that fight, flight, going into relaxation, rest and digest, and making sure that that cortisol and that adrenaline isn't running the show, right? Bringing in also a sense of calmness within our lives can also sometimes then create and perpetuate a sense of panic if we're not used to living that way, and we don't sometimes often know how then to create from that space. For me personally, I was so used to kind of making it happen, carrying my team, carrying my ex-husband, working copious amounts of hours, and without even realizing it, that's how I was creating my security and safety, until it constantly would always burn me out. So I have been working really deeply on activating my feminine. I've been dating, I've been reshaping. So it's like I talk about, you know, from divorce to dating to desire and dollars, reworking every element of my life by at first healing and ascending and really clearing my own belief systems and my own frequency to recalibrate. Because as we know, everything is energy. Every single thing. We are the majestical magnetic creators, sometimes creating what we do want and sometimes creating what we don't want, because we're not clear enough in our channeling ability, in our energetic field. So this work will allow you, right, to deeply, yes, and the cycle of burnout have been there for years and years and years and years, and we do want to serve from the overflow, and we need to feel safe in that, right, and secure in that on an energy. We can intellectualize it, but unless we actually can allow ourselves with deep belief and resonance, we will reject it on some level, working from the overflow, working from the state of calm, working from deep, you know, energetic support. So I'll tell you a few of the little things without going into too much detail, because some of it's sort of kind of private at the moment, not because I really have anything to hide, but there's lots of different things coming in. But as I've been designing riches and working on where I want to go with my life and how I want to really serve women, I have a very, very clear vision of what that's going to look like as a smaller, you know, entity and energy through the group that we have now, but then going into it on a global level. And that really is also giving myself permission to go at a different level with a different type of team, with a different type of level of support. So at the end of the day, I really, with the work that we're going to be doing in Riches too, we are going to be doing a lot of downloading around your next level vision as well. So I've taken the time to recalibrate, and of course, I'm always still working on it, always still wanting to ascend and grow and grow and grow, asking the divine to really show me anything that is out of alignment to bring me into a deeper level of resonance. And, you know, I've talked about instantaneous manifestation. Sometimes it can sound incredibly kind of markety and gimmicky. I've started to see people kind of talk about it more and more online around the ability to really shape shift your life, your business, you know, your love life, and everything quite profoundly, from quite an immediate level. This absolutely can begin to happen when you do the healing work, when you allow yourself to really see and like close up those gaps and come into a higher level frequency. For me, it is a continual attunement as we go higher and higher and higher. And as we are having this beautiful divine human experience, I really do believe that we are always growing, and we need to be gentle with ourselves and bring in that another beautiful word around the S, which is the softness, the serenity, the stillness, the safety, to activate the soul, to look at the synchronicities and to get really clear about what it is, not only that you want, but where you are vibrating, and being honest with yourself about that. What I also see with a lot of clients, some of my private clients, there can be a lot of that yo-yo effect, up, down, up, down, up, down. There's nothing wrong with that, but we do want to get into a stabilized frequency, right? And when we are bringing in, say, more love, we call it the love threshold, the money threshold, right? It's aligned. Money and love, it's all part of the same energy. So for you to be able to receive more, and that's another R, which relates to everything that we're creating in Riches, which is all about receiving, reinvention, recalibration, resonance, really rewiring more than the mind, absolute frequency to create that juiciest life ever, right? As soon as you begin to do that as an absolute practice every single day, you will begin to ascend at a rapid rate, and not only begin to attract in, but you want to be able to have the frequency to hold it, and you want to stabilize your energy where your frequency and your threshold opens up, right, to be able to deeply not only attract it in, because people can attract it in, but then we go typically sometimes into a sabotage and into another S, which is sickness on some level, right? Because we are rejecting it, because we don't truly feel safe, because there's still more work to be done. And I think what we can do there is to bow down. You're doing the work. It's just, you know, you can have a pivotal shift literally so quickly through the awareness, through the softness, through what Osho would say with the curiosity, to take the time to cultivate and open up your channels to receiving more, and to bring in that sense of safety and security. So not only can you hold it, you can grow it. Okay? At the end of the day, when you're Sarah, when you're saying it's never enough, are you saying you're not enough, or you don't receive enough? Or so who here believes, if you really just tap in for a moment, who here, if you just really sit with yourself, don't analyze it, don't intellectualize it, just feel if it's resonant with you and just put yes. Who here needs to increase their capacity to receive? If you say yes, just, it's a really beautiful awareness to just claim that for yourself. Don't make it wrong. Don't be a cow to yourself. It's not about criticism. It's just about awareness. And when you have the awareness, you're like, okay, I am open to receiving more. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. You're being honest, and you're actually already doing an energetic call. You're saying, yes, I've been stuck here. Okay. So with the stuckness, we don't want to affirm that anymore. Let's say I release the stuckness. I release, I release, I release, I release, and I open to receiving. I open to receiving. When I tap into receiving, hi, beautifuls, my womb space really begins to open. I do feel my yoni more activated, which brings in the sensuality. Now, source is all around us. The energy is all around us, working in our favor. But if we've basically got a barrier or a wall or that energy leak, it will fall away and we cannot hold it. So my womb, it feels really yummy. My yoni is turned on. I'm activated. And I'm bringing in that sense of deeper level safety. Okay. As we're working through with riches and going into this, and actually I might even bring forward another class because I really want to go into this in terms of our sensuality and do deeper level activations around our safety. And I was speaking to one of my other energetic healer practitioners last night, and we were brainstorming a few things for you. So we're going to have lots of surprises and lots of guests. And I've been talking to so many amazing practitioners around the world who want to contribute and give more content for riches. It's going to be really deeply evolutionary. I just cannot wait. And the price point is just so affordable. It is going to go up to 222. So if you want to become a founding member, you've got until October 15 to join, but we're going to start classes as early as October 3rd. Plus you get a whole vault of content worth over 15 grand immediately to access. And I'm going to start doing channelings in the Telegram community. So now is the time to join, because once it goes up to 2222 per month, it will not, and you can cancel at any time. So my intention is that you stay and stay and stay, because you are just loving the energy and you're getting so much value out of it. But you can cancel at any time, or you can save money and get additional bonuses and classes when you buy the 1 year. And the 1 year price point at the moment is the 1111, so 1,111 for the entire year. And that will be doubling in price as well to the 2222 on my birthday, which is October 15. Okay, so one of the things I'd like to then move into next is, I think in the journey, one thing that I will share that just came up as I was talking about that is, sometimes in life, you've proven what you can do. That's something that's really resonant with me. And now I'm working on what I'm called to do at a deeper level. I love business strategy as well. Of course I do. I've always been incredibly passionate about that as a conduit for helping women truly help others and serve. And then also, monetize their brilliance. But this is a whole other level of allowing myself to do the sacred work that I've always been, really incredibly good at, that I began to diminish to probably only 3% of my role as I became a CEO, managed 25 staff and whatnot. And at the end of the day, that wasn't my most highest level incarnation or evolution of Ingrid. So I really also would like you all, I'm telling you that right now, to share from my heart, but also to invite you all in to take stock as we're really going through this content over the next 2 days, because we've also got an initiation tomorrow. I really want you to begin to take stock of where you're putting your energy, not only the people that you're around, but also the work that you are doing in the world, because it has to be in alignment with your next level. Otherwise, I feel that the flow isn't typically there, or it will drain the bejesus out of you, okay? We're next going to go into, with the Siren acronym, we're going to go into intelligence. And I mean this into infinite intelligence, your intuitive power to begin to really tap into your deeper psychic knowing, opening your crown, your third eye, to really begin to see and trust in the path and become your own beautiful, divine, intuitive goddess, high priestess. So as we begin to clear the way, as we begin to get out of that sense of survival, as we create an energetic feeling of absolute sovereignty and security and self-worth, right? That intuitive sight and feeling. You might feel it and sense it. You might hear it. You might get pictures. Synchronicities come in, and you will trust it, and it will come in fast. When I'm imagining my energy field and all of your energy fields, if you can imagine like the channeling of energy just flowing, there's no energetic blocks. With the work that we'll be doing also in Riches, we'll be clearing, because there's usually, when we do the work that we will be doing around really going through every single cell and rewiring your genes. You can't rewire necessarily your DNA, but you can rewire your gene expression. Typically, there will be blocks throughout the body where we are holding stress and holding the frequency of unsafety. So we will be moving through that and be doing deep energetic processes to clear and release, so that that channeling ability, that intuitive insight is absolutely there. Okay, everybody, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. In one of the first classes that we'll be running, I will be doing a download on what it really feels like to live like this, because it's hard if we don't have remembrance, if we can't really vibrationally remember, if we've never really experienced that feeling of real safety, and then also being in that really divine, witchy, intuitive, high priestess energy field, right? Where we really are trusting ourselves at such a deeper level, and the channeling starts to come in. How we're functioning, how we're managing our relationships. Like, something just happened for me right before getting on this call as I'm dating, and really being discerning around who I let into my energetic space, who I let into my home, who I let into my bed. I decided to kind of create a bit more of a boundary and a barrier, because I was intuitively downloading something. And I'm going into this deeper level of trust and personal authority around how I am protecting also my energetic field. So there's a sense of safety and sovereignty. I'm connecting to my soul. There's a sense of security. I'm allowed to know. I'm allowed to be powerful. I'm allowed to walk away. If you've ever grown up with any toxic, whether it's narcissism, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse on any level, whether it's in early childhood, but in other relationships, there is a belief, I believe, that I've identified through my own healing journey. As a child, we have a lack of control, because we are, attached to these parents and people that have to look after us for our survival. If you've ever had anything that has made you feel unsafe, there is typically a belief that comes through that is, I cannot leave. I have to stay. I cannot leave. And on some level, as a child, that is true. You cannot leave. We can disconnect energetically. We can shut down. I know people, kids that stop talking. We may act out. It's our way of trying to create control, get attention, get the love that we so desperately need. We need it. We need it for survival. We need it for safety and security. So typically, yes, there's that belief, I cannot leave. So I've had to really look at that when I stayed in my marriage for too long, when I kept playing that fixer as a way to create security. And then when I identified, holy shit, or if you've ever had a situation, either with a team member, a staff member, you're running a big company, you're maybe, you're dating, you're in a friendship relationship, to understand that you can have that discernment to move away and you do not need to stay. The other thing is just setting really clear boundaries and having the understanding and the confidence and the dialogue, the wording. I really believe that a lot of women don't even have the dialogue to completely express their boundaries in a way that is deeply powerful, that is not angry, that is not reactive, because you're so embodied in your value. You're so embodied in your truth, in your authenticity, that you're able to deeply set clear agendas. Like recently when I was looking at, you know, getting a loan and getting angel investment and things like that, you know, there was a opportunity for me to really speak up, and I could see certain energies coming through from somebody who I really admire and whatnot. But I set a very clear boundary, and I was really ready to walk away from anything that may not be in alignment for me, because I'm so trusting now. And I can also look at all the mistakes that I've made where I've bound myself up out of a fear-based consciousness in relationships and business situations that really aren't for my highest, because it's coming from fear, not from a place of real love and abundant resonance. So I want to be able to mentor you women on also the way in which we express ourselves, whether it's in the bedroom around how we want to receive pleasure and love, whether it's with, you know, associates, whether it's with a lover, whether it's in your dating life, whether it's with your, you know, your husband and current partner. All of these things are so vitally important, and it comes from that sovereignty. It comes from that security. So that intelligence we've covered now, intuitive intelligence. The next bit is all about rewiring. And when you rewire, you recalibrate, you reinvent, and you go into higher level divine resonance. This is where the frequency every single day is being attuned. So that's going to be kind of like a representation of all the work that we're going to be doing. And that's when you're going to become incredibly magnetic to that which you desire. The next part of it is embodiment, where you're so in full ownership, where every single part of you on a molecular structure has now downloaded that new level frequency. No one can take that away from you. It just is how you are, and you will begin to see every part of your life change. And remember, once again, going into the feminine more. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow with the femme fortune frequency, but into the feminine, but bringing it back up to the S and the soul. There's that sense of softness, a little bit more softness. We don't have to push for it. There's no force. It's into flow. We're not making it happen. We're embodying it, and then life shape shifts and changes to match the vibrational alignment of who you are, not the wounded self, right? The new embodied self. And with the wounded self, to cradle her, to love her, to learn from her. Every single day, there might be elements. So as you become a higher level vibration, it'll become less and less. But there's nothing wrong with visiting any wounding here and there to sort of not only to heal, but to see it, to acknowledge it. It needs to be seen, heard, and felt. So I will be talking more about, you know, times where emotions will come up and how do we process those and feel safe in that? Because I know I used to shut a lot of that down because I felt so uncomfortable with the emotion. If it made me feel tired because I've had adrenal fatigue through all the kind of poisonous things that I did to myself. I had that a long, long time ago, probably was way before I was even pregnant. So it's probably like 16, 17 years ago. I have had elements, yes, of burnout and exhaustion, but never like what I had originally. So this will allow you to really soften in the way that you approach your life, where there's less force and more flow, and then looking at the emotion as well and being able to process from a really beautiful place of like wisdom, the wise woman energy, where you are a lot more gracious with yourself, but you're able to move through it more quickly. You're able to move through it quickly. You're able to learn from it. You're able to look at it with love and compassion for yourself. And you can have then, I think, compassion more with others, but you don't play the fixer archetype anymore. This will raise your vibration. And in terms of your service and in terms of your career and leadership as well, this will help you stay more buoyant. I'm going to share more with you as in relationships as well, where I am very mindful of how my body and my soul responds to different frequencies. Is it lifting me up, or do I sort of start to get a feeling of anxiety and pressure? Is it something that I need to look at where I'm being triggered, or is it a warning? A warning that I need to pay attention and trust myself. Either set a boundary. If the boundary isn't respected, move away. Because I'm so clear on what I'm attracting, whether you're wanting to heal, say, your marriage and ascend the marriage and grow your marriage, or you're bringing in a new partner, whether it's business or love, but I'll talk about love like a personal partner, you want to be so specific. If anyone wants me to do a class on that, the 2 classes that we're going to be teaching every month, we're doing Money Temple every month, and then Resonance for Riches. We will be also, I want to talk about romance. I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about sensuality. I want to talk about tantra and the art of intimacy and communication with a partner. I want to talk about attracting in the most divine, profound love. I want to talk about, yes, your ability to receive and create money and material wealth as well. And also, of course, your spiritual wealth. So we're going to be doing both every single month. So the next level, we've gone into embodiment now, and that's just so yummy, and it feels so juicy when you have that, because there's that beautiful level of just knowingness, beingness. There's the stillness in it. It just is. You just are. We then are looking at 2 vibrations I want to bring forward today, which is the nourishment, really ensuring that you have pleasure, stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, relaxing the body, ensuring that you digest and assimilate your emotions, your food, have high vibrational nourishment, which is not just what you're putting in your mouth, but we will be talking about that. We're going to be also doing, I've got a beautiful divine healer coming in to do breath work as well. I'll let you know on the date for that. We're going to be having a lot of surprise guests. But we want to begin to go into a beautiful divine rest and digest. We want to, the only way the body truly becomes so fucking lit up, the only way we sustain and have limitless energy is to be in a relaxed response. And if we're constantly in survival mode, I've lived this, we are in the stress response, which, you know, really does begin beautiful. Absolutely. It really lowers the frequency, drains the energy, and creates a lot of dis-ease within the body. Okay. So I have had, I think I mentioned, you know, my cancer marker was through the roof. It could be my normal because I had a hysterectomy, but I had to really check it all out. But it was another warning sign for me to truly take stock of my life and also not victimize myself. Like, at the end of the day, if you are putting up with things, you're perpetuating it. I'm going to say that again. If you are putting up with things, you're perpetuating it. If you are stuck as well, typically the survival mechanism is there because you are in a fight flight. That's why you cannot move forward. You can change that. Absolutely. You want to be in a container that holds a vibration, the resonance that is going to come through, the channeling that is going to come through, just even through the Telegram community, is going to be off the chain. I have been doing high-level activations for my community and for my private clients for years. You'll also be going to be getting 30 and 90-second divine rituals, we're calling them, like these rapid rich rituals every single week. They are short and fast, and they're done that way on purpose so that you can ensure that you listen to it every day without it taking too much time. I want you to be able to check in and have that at your fingertips every single day so that you can attune, ascend, align, activate, and really then work into or materialize the abundance, because that's the vibration that you are. Okay. So we have nourishment, and it also then brings us into one other frequency I'd like to mention today, which is going into that instantaneous, massive shape shifting, massive amounts of like really fast, beautiful manifestation without it being difficult. And that's the energy of now. It's a now vibration. It's not in 10 years' time. It's not after another year's worth of struggle. I really want this community and Riches to be a place where you're coming to me, telling me about all the incredible manifestations that you're having. I'm going to share with you a little bit as well on some of the incredible manifestations, like serious stuff that's been happening in terms of my next evolution with partnerships and alignments. You know, I really did a lot of carrying in my last business. No one could keep up with me apart from a few of my core team that are still with me. They're amazing. There are a lot of really great people, don't get me wrong, but because my vibration is the way it is, and because I had a belief system there that I had to carry on some level, and it kept me in that suffering cycle, I hadn't manifested like the A-listers, the real A-lister team. And now what's coming through for me, because I've been clearing and doing this sacred work on myself as well, is nothing short of absolutely miraculous. And I've been introduced to some incredibly globally powerful individuals who will be helping me. Hey, Alison. Alison has asked me, what's my human design? I'm a manifesting generator. I'm a Libra. I've got 4 planets in Libra, and I also have a planet in Uranus, which always sounds a little bit rude, which apparently makes me quite fast as a frequency. Something that I have to watch. Everyone's different, but I think everyone has a different frequency, right? And we have to work in alignment with our way. I do believe, though, through other people's frequencies, we can take little bits of it and like work with it and go, oh, I'd like some of that energy that Ingrid might have. I am able to go quite fast. I think where I've harmed myself is I've got to ground, like I've had to learn to really ground my energy and not go too fast. Like the downloads come in. The execution will come in, the vision will come in, and then to ensure that it's not so fast that it's like a spinning energy. That's where we're going to talk more about the Kundalini energy tomorrow as well, where there's the serpent energy, where we can rest and recalibrate and kind of slow it down a little bit because it's all coming anyway. And then at the same time, honor the way that you are. So if you're a faster level frequency that downloads really quickly and you are, say, a manifesting generator, if you're a projector, all the different levels of what is available with human design, just be attuned to that and understand it. And then also you can tap into other level frequencies, I believe, should you wish to bring in, other elements into your life. There's no limitations. We're not set with a complete, I believe, identity. So I hope that you guys will understand that as well a little bit with what I'm talking about. If it's too sometimes fast, it can blow out our circuits. Or if it is fast, allow it to be fast, clear the channels, so allow things to come into me really quickly, but you're also allowing yourself to stay in that frequency and homeostasis of calm, of also then being able to take the time to rest, to really shut off. For a long time when I was going through my rebirthing and my recalibration and my dark night of the soul, I found it really hard to be visible and be there because I had to do that work on myself and give myself the time so that I could serve at my next level. And it did require a lot of release and letting go, a lot of emotion, a lot of awakening in order for me to get to this next level. And that's a journey that I want to go on with all of you: reinvention, remembrance, recalibration, and resonance. Now, today we're also launching a giveaway. We have a beautiful Canva document that shows you where to put your photo in, and you can use this image to post on your social media. Once you've done that, you want to email and prove that you've done that. Just take a screen capture or send us the link of your social media posts, and it's promoting riches. So if you would like to share that with your community, whether it's on your personal page, your email list, your Instagram, your TikTok or whatever. I don't think you can probably do it on TikTok as a video unless you talk about it and you want to share that with us. If you do want to do something like that, let us know. There is a giveaway. We're going to be giving away a $10,000 initiation working with me, and I'll be doing channeling work with you over the course of 2 months. So if this is something that you want to be part of and you want to be up for the chance to win this initiation valued at 10K, then let us know and we'll make sure that you get all those details. I don't know, Christina, if you have anything that they can download. So basically it's a Canva image. You put your image and your face on there. It has a link to the checkout page for riches, but we really want to spread the word. So if you want to help us with that and be on the chance to win the $10,000 initiation with me, then absolutely do that. In the meantime, we are officially starting our classes on October 23, but I actually now am officially starting for all the new people that are joining now. I am going to be doing the Men, Money and Miracles, which is fine if you're in marriage as well, absolutely. So it's not about just attracting in a new partner or anything like that. It's about your relationship with men and the masculine, money and miracles. It's going to be juicy. So that's coming up on October 3rd in the USA, October 4th in Australia. We'll be emailing you and sending you details of that. And I'm also going to get in, we'll do some shamanic work as well. And we'll also announce another class as well before we officially start on October 23. Remember, you have a vault of content that you can start digesting that is literally worth thousands, that we used to charge, considerably for that high level content. Lots of different masterclasses that I haven't shared in 5-Figure Diva, 6-Figure Diva. Some of them were from 7-Figure Diva that I used to run my big mastermind. If you're interested, let us know and just put Millionairess in the chat. We are going to be launching later in October. We're going to be launching right at the end of October, maybe beginning of November, one additional upgrade, which will be Millionairess Matrix, and that will be more centered around business, and it will just be another price point. It's going to also be very, very affordable because I want this to go out to thousands and thousands of women around the world, and that will be a complete business empress, empire empress type of vibrational alignment around business strategy. So the energetics is in riches, and the Millionairess Matrix will be another tier above riches. Okay, beauties, but more information will be coming around that down the pipeline, and then you can use some of the money that you're investing in riches to put towards that, so it'll be a little bit cheaper. It won't be another addition. If you're already in riches, you'll get a cheaper price point. Also, do remember that riches is going up to $222 a month. So if you want to be a founding member, your price will always stay at $122 unless you break it, then you come back in. If you come back in, then it will be the $222. You've got up until October 15, my birthday. My God, another year. It's so good. Actually, I'm very excited about this. It's a big birthday for me. Like, do I keep it a secret? But I am coming up to my 5.0. So it's Ingrid 5.0, 50. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. So I'm owning that as well. Getting a little bit grey. Let's just say the touch-ups are becoming more frequent. But okay, we've got Millionairess. We've got that from Rachel. I cannot wait to share that with you, darling. That will be coming down the pipeline soon. Millionairess, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, Judith. I'm so excited to have you. But this is going to be beautiful. But I want to tell you one quick thing about the manifestations that have been happening. I have actually, I'm going to share it more tomorrow, but Riches will become a global amazing platform. It is something that I'm literally like, this is what I'm called to do. I had an opportunity to potentially not work for quite a few years. I have enough rental income and things like that. to not work? Should I choose to not work? So I really had to really sit with myself and decide, you know, where I want to be in contribution, and be honest with myself around, it makes me emotional, around what I want to contribute in this lifetime. And so riches is really it. And it took me quite a lot of, you know, recalibration to allow myself to have it in this way. And now what's literally been happening is, like, I kid you not, like, I've got people helping me with my business strategy. I've got venture capitalists. I've got angel seed money, because what I'm going to be doing is so magnificent, really, on a global scale, that it's going to require an incredible team. It's going to require capital. It's not, you know, with high ticket, when I, you know, was starting from scratch, you know, I still love high ticket work and believe in that business strategy. You know, if you want to get money in fast, you want to serve people in a really deep, you know, in a really deep, intimate way, of course, you know, there's, you know, doing all of that is absolutely, you know, beautiful and yummy if your soul absolutely loves that. But because of where I am at in my life and my age, and, you know, how I want to contribute in the world and be on stages and really teach and write more books and do all this sort of work that I want to do, I'm bringing in all these other elements as well, with fitness and health and wellness as well, not just wealth. I am birthing this. And the minute I got clear this strategy and this new model of way of working and the contribution that I want to make, like, I've always said, you know, the contribute, if you're focusing, someone said to me, oh, you know, I want to make this money, I want to make this money. And I said, focus on your contribution, focus on how you can help somebody else, and then make sure it's in alignment with yourself. Make sure it's designed in a way that you can have the stillness and the rest, that you're not perpetuating, you know, even when I had so much money, you know, and I was making, you know, $500,000, $600,000 sometimes a month, right? I, in the end, began to feel incredibly trapped by it. But then what I'm called to do, because of I'm not blaming anyone, like, I created that, but because of my conditioning, I had allowed myself to stay in something like in a marriage that really gave me crumbs. I was in this sexless sort of situation. My pleasure was like literally at kind of like a zero. I always felt tired. I was always almost like begging and pleading for people to show up for me. That's all my wounding that I had to release in order for me to have true wealth. And true wealth for me, yes, finances are important, yes. But if we don't have the sanctity of our soul, our serenity, that feeling of safety, that the sensuality, that yummy feminine energy, it's incredibly, we're not working in alignment with the fact that we're women. Like, I made these jokes. They forgot to tell us that we've got yoni's. I want to say the P word. I'll be saying that a lot more in our private classes so that I don't get blocked by Facebook or Instagram. We are women. You know, how is it to live as a woman who not only is a creator and a giver, but a receiver? And to feel like we really deserve that, and to not reject it, to command it in, and to feel safe in receiving that deeply on every single level. Otherwise, on some level, we will reject it. We're not receiving, or we receive it for a moment, and then the threshold is too low, and we break the frequency, and what we're really desiring falls away. Or we don't have the fortitude and the emotional and energetic capacity to create the change and invite the right people in and set our boundaries, because we're still in the fight flight response of people pleasing and suffering on some level. And I've talked a lot in my journey about not being a victim and being the vixen. And it's just to take responsibility, to see it, to understand that you are the conduit, you're the creator, sourced up, connected and embodied to create exactly what you desire when you clear the way. You just have to decide. It's a choice. Riches is a choice. And when I say that, a choice, I can feel that in my womb. I can feel that in my yoni. I can feel it. It vibrates. She's like a yes, yes, yes. It's a yes energy. Bring it on. I've done the almost crawling on my hands and knees, and I won't bend down for anybody unless it's going to give me a fuckload of pleasure. And you know what I'm talking about. I'll bend over if I'm receiving pleasure. There's no more bending over to make it okay for somebody else. Does everybody feel this? It is going to be provocative. I am going to be using whatever languaging I feel is most going to embody Ingrid Arna frequency to serve you, right? If I feel that something needs to be said, we will do some ceremonial circle work as well, where you all get to share should you wish to, and I'll be doing live coaching and feedback and mentoring and activations as we go and channeling in. One thing I will always do is I will always ask for permission. Permission, so that you choose. Do you really want to hear this? I will always open every ceremony and every class that we do, which will always be a ceremonial activation as well, for your permission. Your permission. And your pussy and your heart, and I said the P word, I couldn't help it, has to give that, right? I've been in this spiritual profession for 25 years, and the wounds have been there. I allow myself to completely wholly move through this and seal this up. Absolutely, Marianne. You're so beautiful. You deserve it. And that, thank you, Marianne, for sharing that, because that's brave and beautiful. Yes, there will be a replay of this, Amisha. Hey, gorgeous woman. Amisha, one of my beautiful divine goddesses. Had to work together again. Hey, there's also one thing that I didn't mention, and that is we've got the giveaway. We've also got a private VIP activation as well. If you want to know more about that, the best thing to probably do, we do have a link for it, is on the checkout page. It's a VIP experience with me. I've only got 5 spots for that VIP. But if you need to know any more information about that, just put just message, say I want to know more about it, just put VIP in the chat, and we will reach out, get your number, and probably set up a WhatsApp chat, or just message Christina directly on Facebook. She'll get your WhatsApp number, and we'll have a chat about the offering and go through it if you've got any other additional questions. But I will be doing 5 deep dive immersions as well with people privately too. I have so much, it keeps me spinning. Yeah. So Marianne, what I'm picking up there, so you've got so much to offer. You're a high level creative, you're multifaceted, but what's happening, and this has happened to me, and I see this a lot with very, very gifted women, is the fragmentation. When you have fragmentation, the fortune can't completely come in. So we do just need to seal it up, as you said, and zip that up and allow you to feel safe in that. And remember that just because you start somewhere, what I like to do with more the business strategy stuff too, is I say we, me and my spirit guides, that for me is to compartmentalize. So we look at the phases. So even when I was writing my business strategy with riches, it's got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, right? So that it begins to collate. Everything that is written down is a living energy, is an entity, is a vibrational force. So one thing that I'll just invite you to do is, if you're feeling that way, write things down. And I'll teach you this in the Richest platform about getting incredibly aligned and very specific and creating bite-sized chunks. And there's also a frequency of fear that you won't reach your full potential, but you have to go on the journey. And if you can start and create a big vision, and then you want to reverse engineer it backwards and do it in alignment with where you need to commence, and then it's like a stepping stone building block. Because if it's just so big and your frequency is not ready for that now, and you're trying to grasp something that you're not yet complete, it doesn't mean you don't have the vibration or like the skill for it, but vibrationally, it's not ready to be birthed at that level, but doesn't mean that you can't start to really begin to have the steps. Like, I needed to teach the work that I taught in the way that I did to come to this very pivotal place in my life. So I really want you to sit with that, including your suffering, the wins, the gold, the brilliance, the suffering, everything that we go through in our lives when you're getting ready to birth the next level is of vital importance. It's part, you wouldn't have gone through it if you didn't. This part, we can shape shift it for sure going forward, but you can't change what's happened. And now we need to turn that. Well, I thought, talk about turning your shiz into gold, right? We need to heed the lesson. Heed the lesson, teach the lesson, and pay it forward so that you can teach the lesson. And that you will always then make sure that you monetize and materialize your teachings. Will the link be emailed to us? You mean for payment or for joining or for... So we've got the link to join, which is just above where Christina will send it to you. Do you mean the link to join for the VIP or for the membership? They're all there. But if you have any issues, also you can also email KE. So K for kite, E for energy, ke@ingridarna.com. Or just post us here if you've got any issues with finding anything. Just write help and joining. Yes, so joining is the link here. We weren't meant to do a different URL, but we had some tech issues. Can you just, Christina or Kat, give Sarah the link to join? That's great. Beautiful, beautiful, the membership, yes. Now I will be back on tomorrow at the same time. I cannot wait to share more information with you, and I hope that you've had an amazing journey here today. If you want to tag anyone, let everyone know about this class, please do. We'd really deeply appreciate it. We want to share the love and spread the message. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining. A million divine blessings. Bye.